All right, let's see. All right, is the live stream going? Testing, 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 testing. Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello. All right, just testing the microphone just for a second, just to see if it's still kicking in action. All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another brand new video, or should I say, apparently, this live stream, which unfortunately I was supposed to do a YouTube stream, of course, but unfortunately, like always, it had to do with the microphone exactly since, well, technically, sometimes the YouTube stream may work sometimes, but I may give it a little bit of a bit of patience and a bit of a kick a little bit just to see if it just does something. But unfortunately, I just may have to do a StreamYard anyways of the stream anyway. So, anyway, hope that you guys are having a very interesting good evening. And of course, myself is that I am myself, am Golden Devin-Foxy remastered again. And before we do continue along on the stream, by the way, is just remember, always be nice on the stream. For those who pretty much will say is like, just to enjoy the stream, then yes, go ahead and feel free to enjoy the stream. And remember, the rules, by the way, is always have nice comments. Always have nice comments, or pretty much in the chat room. So for those who definitely want to say something nice, then feel free to do so. And yeah, so just like I said, let's just enjoy a very good stream in the evening for a while before I may wrap the stream up, which, I think I won't wrap the stream up until I might actually, let's just say I might wrap the stream up a little bit later if I have the time to probably do so and the pleasure if I have to, which, just want to really enjoy a very good evening so far and just enjoy a very interesting evening so far. And as of right now, I just want to mention to you guys already is that, yeah, so far I just decided to go on with the stream and just get it on with and see what you guys think so far of right now. And of course, I want to say is Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Merry absolute Christmas. And before I say anything else, my Christmas tree is just absolutely lighting itself pretty well, with the interesting lights so far. With all the interesting colors, from any kind of colors that is like, I don't know, colors from start to finish. I think that pretty much starts how the colors could still work, I think. Man, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, siren, and purple, pink, and brown and gray and black, which I think they all still go into the same amounts at the beginning and end, I think, just between with like, the pretty colors and interesting colors that I can say so, which, like I said, my favorite color has always been red, which even if it was my favorite, which I still say it is my favorite to claim that my favorite color has always been red, then yes, it's always been my favorite. And if, like I said too, by the way, I also want to make a point exactly, is that if my color wasn't red, or should I say my favorite color wasn't red, it would have been yellow or green. That it would have been chosen to be that color. But yeah, again, I still decide again just to pretty much enjoy the colors as I like it. Even if it still remains to be my favorite, which it still does. So that's all I want to pretty much point out. And as like I said too, by the way, I did pretty much have to say that for me, let's just say that the year so far for me today of right now is just doing a bit okay as usual, since like always it's been usual as every time. So that's all I want to mention too. And yes, another live stream is I will mention too, by the way, that you guys will see a YouTube stream coming soon for my phone, which that apparently alone itself will actually be prepared to be ready, since, well, technically speaking, that I'm saying it might probably be ready or might have the time and pleasure to have that stream ready which, I just don't want to kind of like waste a bit of like the timing exactly when the stream is going to happen on my phone. But, just don't make fun of me just because I just want to like see what I'm going to do and just get the angle right and just get the most likely the elements right to see if my phone doesn't do anything wonky or pretty bit stupid, which I will say again, now I'll admit that hopefully that my phone could stay at 100% without trying to do going down any percents that it may drain a bit of the percentage of exactly of the charging as for late. So that's all I can probably just mention to you guys about. And of course, that you guys will see my beard on the stream, just beard, which I actually did remember that I did a stream before way back. I think I have to say was like, for once, I actually did remember about mentioning a mustache, which was pretty interesting for the only time for the time being. Was that for once it was a very interesting stream. I had to say a bit interesting, as I can say that, but this time it's gonna be different. Which it's not gonna be about the mustache stream. It's only gonna be about the beard, which for once, by the way, I have to say this is going to be a bit of an interesting scenario or an interesting conversation just for a bit on the stream and see what you guys think. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And also, just remember if you guys definitely want to join in on the stream, then feel free to join on in. But if you don't want to, then hey, that's fine. Just enjoy Christmas, or maybe just in fact, maybe you like, I don't know, if you have anything else to do or anything, that's completely natural and that's totally natural and totally fine, as I can just say so anyway, which again, I'm not here to brag or judge, but that's just what I'm just trying to point out exactly. It's just like, I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to judge if you like do something or whatever, but that's totally natural and fine. For those who may will or won't join the stream, that's completely natural, totally fine, and very natural indeed. So, anyway, I will definitely just turn on the webcam on so that way you guys will see my beard. And of course, that all I have to say right now of the most interesting facts right now, I would probably just say is like, oh, let's just have fun and let's just have a chill stream for a bit and maybe just have like chat for a little bit for talking, just as in for a while, just to have like an interesting conversation there and there. So that's all I wanted to say. And anywho, let's just go right ahead and just turn on the webcam for a minute so that way I'll just get to the point. So here we go. And I'm going to just turn it on in 3, 2, 1, and 0. Yep, there's my beard. Man, very interesting beard, I will say. Very interesting beard. And for those, by the way, I want to say this too, by the way, that I find it so interesting with some characters that may have a bit like interesting beards. Like, I'm talking about like characters from like something that actually does remind me of some characters that I probably would be a little bit interested of some characters that may or have a bit of beards, which is interesting in fact, for a minute. That I was wondering to say is like, which character has a beard? Like most pirates or captains always have beards. When it's like a pirate stuff, which is just natural. I don't blame pirates. I think I have to say that it is a bit interesting to kind of like know the fact about an interesting characters that is a bit of like cartoon characters or just like real life characters that reminds me of like beards or anything, which I did remember the specific video I remember before, which was just a Super Luigi fan exactly, or for a minute for exactly was a Luigi fan exactly for a minute that I remembered about something that was known to be a bubble beard. Bubble beard. Man, I just cannot believe I just remember a character who has like a bubble and then a beard, which even if it was a joke, then it still is a joke, which that's what I'm just trying to say is that, for once, never really knew that. But it's a pretty cool name. I'll admit that the name's pretty cool. And as you guys can see, the lights, by the way, that's just my Christmas tree, just letting you guys know that it does look pretty cool when the Christmas tree is always on every day, and it's actually pretty cool. When it's actually cool when it's on night, which is even fantastic and amazing when it's on. So, anyway, that's just all I want to say for as and for late. And there you go. All right, I'm just going to turn that back off. And yeah, so as you guys can see, that it's definitely my beard, which, by the way, even if I did turn on the lights or maybe turn off a bit of the lights, you guys might see a different, interesting reaction about what my beard would even look like. Which, by the way, my beard is pretty interesting, by the way. Like, man, I can't believe I remember some characters as I probably would remember it. And I did remember once that something of some characters have a bit of beards, which is pretty cool, and I'll have to admit that it's pretty cool, which I'll say is like, yeah, that's actually pretty based and pretty cool. So I'm gonna go right ahead and instantly just look up on to see is like the characters who have beards for a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and just touch the microphone and just see about like the characters who have like beards. How many characters do have beards? All right, let's see what it says, folks. Let's see what it says. Man, this is going to be pretty cool. Like, very instantly pretty cool. And oh, yeah, Santa Claus. Oh, yes, Santa Claus. Which I so remember that I actually think that was interesting too. That man, Santa Claus. Ho, 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 ho. I am Santa Claus. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, that's just what I'm just trying to do my Santa Claus impression, doing the bit of a good voice, a little bit of Santa, which at least I did try to do a little bit of the voice at least, just to give it a bit of like an interesting move around with the voice and just see if it does fine as it is pretty much is trying to do as of right now of how peak it sounds exactly. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Santa Claus, which I have to say that's pretty nice and that's pretty cool. All right. Ooh, let's see what else who has a beard. All right, Gandalf. All right. Yep, Gandalf, the Lord of the Rings. Yep, and then the Hobbit series, of course. Interesting. I guess that's one and two, and I guess the third one is pretty much just like, ooh, from Harry Potter. Damn, from Harry Potter. Yep, from like the Underground's keeper of the series of like Harry Potter. Man, that's cool. Very cool. Yep, Hobbit. Or pretty much somebody, I guess. Which, by the way, I did kind of remember the name a little bit of the Harry Potter series, which I could say is that for a fact I did probably remembered or may have less remembered about the character way back then. I just couldn't remember the character's name again, which I did remember it a little bit specifically, just to pretty much like keeping my eye open a little bit to know about some characters that I may recognize the face, or if not, that's pretty much when I might have to like, I don't know, just remember what the character even is or looks like exactly from the pretty much likely anything, which is just a bit interesting to know that, just a bit interesting to know that. And oh yes, my favorite too is from like the Looney Tunes. Hell freaking yes. My main favorite is Yosemite Sam. Yep, Yosemite Sam. Yep, my favorite too is from Yosemite Sam, or should I say from like the Looney Tunes, of course. Yep, that is my main favorite. That is, of course, is like, the cowboy, exactly. That's just a cowboy. That's just a gunslinger, which it's totally Yosemite Sam, which I gotta say, yep, absolutely pretty legit of a cool beard like that. Yep, very good. And all right, let's see what the next one's gonna have. All right, let's see who else this is gonna be. Oh, dang, we got his Captain Jack Sparrow, of course. Yep, also Jack Sparrow. That is from the Pirates of the Pirates of the Caribbean. Or sorry if I cannot get the right word right at the end, but seriously, that is awesome. Again, Captain Jack Sparrow, absolutely based, completely based, of course, totally based. And as of right now, that is pretty bit interesting to say. So nice, absolutely pretty good. And let's just go ahead and see what the next one that's going to be. Oh, Kratos. Yep, Kratos, ladies and gentlemen. Kratos. Yep, the guy that was pretty much the god of war that is known to be from the PS4 stuff. that is known from the Sony universe, from the Sony universe. And of course, I find that a pretty bit interesting to know about some characters that yet again have a bit of like interesting ways of bit of like cool looks. Some others are good and maybe some others may be bad, but at least it's way better than the old movie Sonic look. Yeah, I would pretty much roast that anyway because seriously, it's just freaking creepy. Like I prefer the new version over than the old movie Sonic. So yeah, get that old one and get that crap out of that my face. Which seriously, that old one is crap. And I think the new one, the new version is just better than the old. So I guess I should say based again. It would be the second time if I said the word base. Anyway, if I said that too. So based. Oh yeah, based. And let's see who else is the next one. Oh, we got from like okay, a bit of the Dragon Balls series as Master Rashi or something. Sorry if I can't get the word right either, but like I said, at least I'm trying to make guesses a little bit. Sometimes I may say some characters' names, and sometimes I may not, which is a little bit tricky to say on some names, but at least I'm just going to be fine with some names, and I might just get some words right with some names. But yeah, I guess it makes sense that he actually has a bit of a beard too, so interesting. All right, let's just take a look who has the next one. All right, I guess the next one is Aquaman. Yep, that is Jason Momoa. Or Momana or something. Yep, Jason Momoa version. Yep, definitely has a bit of a beard. Damn, like a full damn beard. Nice. Seriously, nice. And then Wolverine. Okay, well, at least that's fair enough. That's fair enough too. That Wolverine also has a bit of a beard, which we could probably all expect how interesting that is, but fair enough. Which is I'm like, wow, interesting. Totally again interesting. So I guess that's how many characters that has beards apparently of right now. So that's a pretty interesting sign. So what I would definitely would want to say right now the stream is that hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream as I am so far. Which if you guys are still enjoying it, then let me know that. Let me know down in the comments below so way that you guys won't miss a single video that comes on the channel. So that way you won't miss a single video that definitely just comes right onto this channel anyway. So yeah. And as of right now, if you guys are excited to see what the next stream is going to be about, well, look no further because the next stream will come soon around like the 12th and the 13th. Which, by the way, I have to say that's going to probably be coming around soon whenever I might release the next stream. That's going to pretty much be on my phone. That's going to just be featuring just my phone on the stream, which I'll still give it a shot and see if my phone apparently will be full likely to be ready to get the stream in and see how it's going to do and just see how potential it does and how great it does. And that's just what I want to point out too. And well, as for me, I gotta say is that, for once, by the way, I will mention this to you guys right now is that a few good things are gonna probably start happening. Is that I might get a good hat, just for a secondary team, the Texans hat, which for once, it's gonna be looking pretty cool. That imagine this, like it's gonna be two combines a little bit between having a Seahawks hat versus a Texans hat, which I don't dislike both teams. I don't hate both teams to begin with. I just like both teams, like very, very good teams. Like that's all I'm saying is I like very good teams that are very good. And yeah, that's just what I want to say too. And as of course that I want to mention to you guys as of right now is that the good news is that well, as of right now, of like Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted non VR will definitely be ready, which is going to be on the 16th, which I never forgot it, which I did not forgot it by any chance on the 16th to release it, which in full chances that I may get it ready and see how it's going to do and see what it's going to pretty much do very amazingly. So like I said, you may never know what happens on the 16th because at this point I may try to get it ready on part one to give it a bit of a good try, which that's what I'm trying to do, and see how interesting it's going to do, which even though that the game may fade in or fade out sometimes, that it may do that, which that's why I'm here to remind some people sometimes that it may honestly may do that a few times and it may not do that, which sometimes you just may have to catch it a little bit. Sometimes it's just may hear me a little bit on the subtitles just to hear it on the subtitles a little bit to kind of hear what I'm saying. But if not, well, just keep on waiting and see if it just fades out away. And then honestly, it'll just come right on back anyways. And anyway, that's all I want to kind of mention as of for right now. So anywho, I'll say is this again, is that if you guys really want to enjoy the next video coming up soon, then no worries. The next video is going to be coming soon. Or should I say part 1 is going to be coming up soon, since that's what I'm going to still work on for part 1 and just have it released and get it full likely ready and soon as it's going to be starting. And without that further ado, and without that being said, I hope that you guys enjoy this stream as I do. And it's pretty cool, by the way, in the fact that, well, that there is going to probably be a parody video on the way, that it may actually currently will release a parody video soon. It's going to be about, like, my red team taking on the blue team, which, of course, is going to be a full-on face-off, apparently, on a parody video that I might work on in the near future. I may work on with that exactly. And of course, well, I get to fight Blue Box, which is just pathetic, which is even great. Again, that I may have to fight the blue team's leader, which is just even not going to look great. So I don't know why. And there probably will be another version that will probably be a different color, which no worries, there will be a different color soon, which there might be a color that might be referring to something different. So as like to be said again, that no, it's not going to be red or yellow again. It's going to be a blue version of me, which is just, oh God. Imagine what it would look like, so completely different and a little bit reversed. But no further and no worries. I don't know why that might still be the case, but we'll see what happens in the parody video, which I may work on the parody video and just may get it worked on and just have it a bit done, as long as I get Fake You to have a bit of like something good to see how it's going to do in the Fake You stuff, which I'm going to probably work on that too, which of course I might have to still do that and all other stuff and whatever and yada yada yada. So hopefully it'll be worth a bit of a good parody video and worth the action and worth a bit of an interesting fight, or how that's going to turn out to be. So I guess I probably have to say I may not have to rush it, but at least I may have to pretty much think on how all that's going to continue. So that's all I want to mention about. And I have to say this, ladies and gentlemen, that I have to say again is that I hope that you guys enjoy this stream, and hope that you guys enjoy the StreamYard, which for those, again, that I'll have to say is that, man, what's really going to be like in 2026? That's actually going to be a good question. Like, what it's really going to be like in 2026. For once, I may never know, because I think 2026 might be a bit of a good, somewhat of a good year, just like as of right now, 2025, or maybe something like that. But we may have to hold on and see where this goes of 2026 of next year, and see how next year is going to hold, and see how it's going to pretty much take on a very interesting way and a detour to see how it's going to pretty much all turn out. So without further ado, and without that being said again, is I'm going to definitely sign off and just sign on out. So for those who still want to join me on the stream, which that's still fine, but if you don't have to, that's completely natural and that's totally fine. So just remember this, folks and ladies and gentlemen, that the stream that I mentioned right now, that yes, the next stream on my phone will definitely be coming out soon of doing a live stream, which just remember, by the way, it's going to only just, see how what you guys think of it and see what you guys thought of it, just to see how it's going to do. But just remember, with my phone, sometimes may have a little bit of a different way of seeing it's going to try to work a little bit, then that's just what I want to briefly mention here. So, anywho, I guess that's what I'm going to say right now and maybe wrap this up, apparently. So, without further ado, and without that being said, thank you guys for enjoying this live stream. Really do appreciate it and definitely enjoy the stream. Without further ado, and without that being said, I'm yours truly, and Golden Devin-Foxy Remastered again, and we'll see you guys in the next video. And then further until next time, like always, and like always, absolutely in the next video and stream that might depend on for that. So, like that being said, we'll see you later. Peace out. Goodbye. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys for the next video. And absolutely next time. Thank you, and we'll see you later. Peace on out. Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and start the countdown again, so that way that we might end the stream anyway. So for those who still enjoy it, then go ahead and like the video if you definitely enjoy the stream. And also, by any chance in the comments, what do you guys really think of my beard? Like, I think my beard actually reminds me of Yosemite Sam, or maybe my beard is just a bit thick. Like, for some characters, it's really funny a little bit by noticing, like, what I might look like. Like, I don't know what I would look like if I was like a character, to know what kind of beard version I would look like. You know, if I was which character, if I was, for which beard I probably would have. You know, for which character I would have, which I probably think Yosemite Sam would still be better, but that's fine. I mean, Captain Jack Sparrow might still be a good fit. Like, you know, if I actually was Captain Jack Sparrow, which that's just what it reminds me about. Some interesting facts with it, which that's cool. And oh yes, I almost did forgot one thing, ladies and gentlemen. I almost did forgot something. All right, let me go ahead and just check out one more thing, and then we might just wrap this up. So I'm going to just talk about mustaches for a minute, and then we'll probably end the stream anyway. Which characters do you have mustaches? All right, this is going to be interesting. Oh, dang. Okay. All right. Yeah, seen some mustaches. All right. Fair enough. Yep, we already know that Yosemite Sam already still has a mustache. So does Chef Pee Pee. Fair enough. Yep, 2 characters still counts. That 2 of them have mustaches. All right, let's just go ahead and take a look for a sec. All right, so the only ones who have mustaches in video games is Mario and Luigi. Nice. Yeah, don't forget Wario and Luigi, though. They both have mustaches, too. So, LOL. If that's just not confusing enough to say that question. And the next one has Dr. Robotnik and Eggman. Cool. Interesting. And, of course, oh, yeah, the mayor. That is Mike. Oh, yeah, I can't probably explain what the H, but I'll just say is Hagar. Yeah, I think Mike Hagar. Yeah, I think that's the name. Yeah, definitely Mike Hagar. And then Captain Hook, absolutely. For once, absolutely. Captain Hook definitely has a mustache. And Jules Winfield. Yeah, definitely a person who has a mustache. Absolutely. Oh, damn. Of course, there's a character named Bob Blitcher. Yep, exactly. Mr. Bob. Yep, Mr. Bob, for him for ordering hamburgers and cheeseburgers. Yep, that's the guy that is named to be Bob. Bob Blitcher. Yep, definitely Bob Blitcher. And oh yeah, the next one is Larry Taddle. I think that's probably the person's name. Larry Tatter. I don't know. Larry Tatter. Yeah, sorry I can't get most of the last names right sometimes with some characters, but yet again, I probably will not keep repeating myself if I would have not have to exactly. So let's get into the next one. All right, the next one who has a mustache is the Lorax character, I think. Yep, definitely has a mustache, and oh, this one has a different, interesting mustache. Cool, Dr. Woodston. Oh, damn. From Sherlock Holmes. LOL. Man, I'm just lucky to kind of notice on some occasions, but that's cool just to kind of look on to see which characters have a bit of mustaches or beards, which that's what I'm just trying to look onto for a little bit before kind of wrapping the stream for a minute. All right, the next one is Flashman. Oh, Flashman. I never heard of Flashman, but okay. Well, I guess he has a mustache. And then looks like the only one who has a mustache is from like somebody, I guess, from another book of comics. And all right, and guess a Stella boy, and I guess the oh yeah, from the Adams family. Nice. And I guess the only one who also has a mustache is definitely Gromas. Yep, Adams. And then Estella Boy. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. All right then. Guess it's time to wrap the stream up and just get on going and definitely just sign off from here and there. So, like that being said, everybody, thank you guys again for enjoying the stream. And I definitely wish I could have just had it on a YouTube stream, but I guess it'll have to do for now just to do a StreamYard stream instead because I don't know why my laptop apparently just may have to say is that, well, it's going to be a little difficult. Jesus, I'm tired. Anyway, without further ado, I have to say that even if it's a little different, then I could probably wish it was a little bit different, but that's still fine in comparison. So, anyways, without further ado, and yeah, so if you guys do again absolutely want to join back on the live stream for like the final seconds before we leave the stream, then feel free to do so and feel free to join. If you don't want to, that's still fine. Enjoy the holidays and enjoy Christmas and enjoy Christmas Day and Christmas morning to enjoy all of that. So, without further ado, again, we'll see you next time. And I'm definitely apparently going to sign off and just sign out, apparently. And for those who definitely want to say something of a nice comment, like mention about my beard by saying, like, oh, nice beard, man. Good beard. And I'll say, it's like, thanks, man. Thank you. So, yeah. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to sign off and just end the stream. And thanks again for enjoying the live stream, apparently. So thanks for enjoying the live stream. And I guess it's time to turn on the countdown. And we'll pretty much see you absolutely in the next video. So take care, everyone. Have a good day. And it's time I sign off and it's time I sign out. Without further to say and further to do, I'll see you guys for the next video. And then yet once more again, absolutely next time. And just remember, folks, that the live stream on my phone will be mentioned tomorrow or the 13th. That will be mentioned. If I ever will have that ready, which I'll still be patient as always, and just carry on some time before I might have that started. So that's all I'm going to do is just give myself some time and the patience for when that's ready and for when it'll start. So anyway, guess it's time we start the countdown and just end the stream anyway to begin with. So thank you guys again for watching, and we'll see you for the next video. And also, here's an interesting question I definitely wanted to say, by the way, is like, let's just say this, is that what do you guys like better? The mustache stream or the beard stream for what you guys think of right now? Which, by the way, I can pretty much grab two comparisons for what you guys think of it and just see what you guys thought of it. Which, if you do or don't have to, I'm completely normal with that. I'm completely normal with it. So, yeah, sorry, I'm just stretching a little bit just to stretch my back. So, anywho, absolutely in the next video. And whoops, did not meant to do that. So, did not meant to do that, ladies and gentlemen. Did not meant to do that. And I was just going to only hit the webcam, not the other one. So, anyway, it's time we start the countdown. And it's time we definitely start that already and just do so. And like further ado, and as always, it's time we get going. And it's time to sign out as well. So, anyway, thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time. And of course, I'm going to count to 10 before I'm going to say it's going to be time's up. And then we're going to pretty much just hit the countdown and have it finished anyway. So anyway, let's start this countdown in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. It is definitely time's up. Or should I say time's up of the live stream. So time up and it's definitely finished. So anyway, I'll see you next time and thank you for watching, and we'll see you on another live stream. And then of course, absolutely the next video too, which you might see apparently soon enough. So, without further to say, and without further ado again, we'll see you later and signing on out. See you the next time. And then, of course, absolutely, always again, next time. And farewell, everyone. We'll see you next time. And also, just remember this, is that what do you guys like better? My mustache or my beard? Which you guys can pick either which one you might like anyway, which you don't have to. Still normal and still fine with that. It's just a answer. Just an answer like always. So, anywho, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone, and see you for the next video. And then, of course, the next stream. All right. Bye-bye, everyone, and signing on out.